Okay, so by the way, I think this is like your fourth or fifth appearance. So,
I think it's fourth.
is it?
Yeah, fourth. I don't think I haven't done. This is the fourth one. I did 3.
Okay. Okay. Well, you've been on the show more than anybody else. Let's go.
Yay!
Episode 96. And by the way, I don't say that in the actual show, but I say it for Kyle.
I'm gonna be like, Nick. It's episode 96.
No, you're not going to be that way.
96.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Kyle. Okay.
No, are you kidding me? Anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, episode 96 of Shut up. Oh my God. Okay, episode 96 of Nick Speaks. Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to the Nick Speaks podcast, where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud for the disabled community. Tune in every Tuesday, and don't forget to subscribe. And now your host, Nicolas Comstock.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this brand new episode of the Nick Speaks podcast, the podcast where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud for the disabled community about the issues that matter to the disabled the most. But as you know from last week, we also speak about whatever Nick wants to speak about. Hence the title, Nick Speaks. So, you guys, today, it's been a long time. This guy has been here 4
times.
4 times. See, he doesn't even feel like he needs an introduction. He's like, what the hell? I'm going to talk anyway. So wait, is this your 4th or your 5th, Mr. Rivera?
This is my 4th.
So this is his 4th, and we are not editing this out, this part, because I forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb. Hey, Siri. Turn on Do Not Disturb.
Okay.
Thanks.
Do not disturb on.
Thanks, bitch. Okay. So
Side note, although that was funny, that does show, obviously your podcast is, for the disabled and whatnot, and you talk about disabilities a lot, but that's one thing that shows, kind of how you manage when it comes to your phone. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So, well, basically, I call anybody a bitch that I can get.
I mean, besides that part,
I call anybody a bitch that I can get away with calling a bitch. So,
fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, God,
just don't get married.
We haven't. Well, that I would never do.
No.
No, I'm not about marriage. I would do marriage, but I would never. People that joke around and call
this is going down south real quick. Kyle, edit this part out, Kyle.
No, this
edit
is
it out.
No, we haven't even started this show yet. Oh my God. Okay. So this is Daniel's 4th appearance on the show today.
Cuatro.
And he is, guys, he's just my best friend. I don't know what to tell you. Outside of, and I don't try to get over spiritual on the show because I'm not over spiritual myself, even though I'm a Christian. But outside of God, he really is my best friend. And which, by the way, you're in Pennsylvania and I'm in Ohio.
Right.
And we're not going to take the time to do it now. But, I just got my travel lift. And
yes.
We have to schedule a trip to Pennsylvania. And I am staying in your house, not a hotel.
All right.
So you need to run a hospital bed. What?
We'll figure it out.
Because I'm not staying in a hotel when your house is handicap accessible. And
all right, we'll figure it out.
Even though I would like to say that he did that for me because I'm currently still crippled, he didn't. he bought a house from an old church parsonage that probably had an old lady die in it that was in a
Oh
wheelchair.
my goodness.
I
No, I rent a house
well
that is a parsonage.
rent a house that is a
Yeah.
parsonage that probably had an old lady die in it.
No, she is still alive and kicking as far as I know. And
Okay,
there was a lady.
since we're gonna talk about conspiracy theories today,
Oh
anyway,
man. Let's
we
go
can
down the rabbit hole.
just say that she died and she actually left her bed, and that's the bed you sleep in.
I am going to get kicked out of this house. I do not affirm anything that Nicholas
Well, wait, they don't know where
said.
they. No people don't listen to this podcast. I mean, I would love your.
Well, yeah, who knows? No. In all seriousness, there was a built-in ramp in my house, and so I need to get underneath it and re-secure it at the bottom. But
Gonna say that, yeah.
I know I was waiting for you to say it, but I beat you to it. There's just one area. Other than that one area, everything else is fine. Do it.
You beat me to everything, dude. Everybody beats me to everything.
And here's a couple jokes.
It's a sad way to live. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Like literally, when I say I want to talk outside of disability, I just want to even get together with my friends and just have a conversation.
Yeah.
And so I called Daniel and I was like, hey, you haven't been on the show for a while. Let's come shoot the shit and try to get kicked off of YouTube. No,
That's not hard.
we don't want to do that.
That's not hard if you're Logan Paul. But anyway, go ahead.
If you're who?
If you're Logan Paul. All right, go ahead. This is going down south real fast.
Wait, I mean, I do have lawyers on standby, but
that's good.
They're from Legal Shield. Hey, Legal Shield, give me a sponsor. And so I haven't used them yet, so maybe we need to push the limits.
Is that like Attorney Shield, where you subscribe a month and then
be called? I don't know what it used to be called, but it's not an Attorney Shield. It used to be called Prepaid Legal. That's what it used to be.
Is it so? Attorney Shield is another thing where, like, let's say you get pulled over on the road, you can pull up your phone and call your lawyer and have the lawyer present with you while the cop's talking to you. Is there anything similar to that?
I think so, but
okay.
Who's to say that even with that, a lawyer's going to pick up the phone?
No. They're required to. Like, they're on the clock. So if you subscribe to that, you push the thing and they automatically answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
But what if, wait, what if they don't know you?
No, the lawyers work for Attorney Shield. They work for this app and they are on the clock.
So they're not going to be like, before I talk to you, could you give me your login information?
No. They already have. So if you're hitting your lawyer on Attorney Shield, you're already logged in. They already have your information. It immediately pulls up when they enter. All your credentials and stuff pull up so that they can know who they're talking to, and that when they get to the cop, they're pretty much going to act like your actual lawyer. I mean, they are at the moment your actual lawyer.
Okay, great.
No, but when I say act is like, obviously they're not going to be able to be in court with you, but they can be a lawyer at that moment presenting you because they're legally allowed to. So they're going to say, hey, I am Mr. Rivera's lawyer. I have all his information here. Can you tell me why you're pulling him over? So it's completely legal too.
Does anybody really want to take time to do it? Anyway.
Yeah, dude. There's so many people that, because here's the thing. Sometimes cops, and I'm not saying that, I have family members that are cops. I'm not saying anything against them, but there are times that they abuse their power. And just, there's good cops and there's bad cops. And with this specific thing is they're trying to pretty much make sure they're doing their job well and they're not, what you call it? They're not, going against your rights. So, anyway.
Yeah. So I just did that because we were talking about past episodes recently, and
Okay.
Daniel was like, who was that one you had on that was like really boring?
No, stop.
He was like, I've had like over 90 guests so far, so it's not gonna
Yeah,
matter.
so I guess no one's necessarily gonna know who they're talking about because
It
you
was
and I were talking about two different
I
people.
don't even remember. I don't even remember who it was. He was like, you looked so disinterested and was like, could we get this review over with? I don't remember that. But
No,
I'm told my facial expressions are terrible anyway. So,
but here's the thing. What you and I were when we were talking about this the other day, you and I were talking about two completely different people. But the one that I was talking about, I just remember I talked to you like the day after and you were like, that was so boring. But the thing was, is like when I went back and watched the podcast, you could see your head just go, yeah, uh-huh. And just very,
my gosh.
very
Okay.
just like not caring about it. The most monotone person ever.
Well, just in case you all think, if you ever watch the show, which I don't have a lot of viewers on YouTube, which please watch it on YouTube. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize. But if you ever watch it on YouTube and I'm doing a show with Daniel and I'm just like, yeah, that's not me faking boredom. That really is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bored. Oh, okay. Anyway.
I don't know what's happening. This is like worse than the last episode. All right, go ahead.
No, it's not. It's
I'm just
perfect.
kidding. I'm kidding.
So, anyways, for those of you that are on the road and you're like, oh my God, what are you all doing? We're just being stupid today. This is
Fair.
Stupid Tuesday. Welcome. So here's the thing. So we said we're going to talk about conspiracy theories, one of the things that we're going to talk about. And I have to bring this old stuff.
Do we want to talk about conspiracy theories or do we want to talk about like things that are happening today and just shoot the crap?
Well, first of all, I want to talk about conspiracy theories because when Joe Biden was elected president in 2020,
right?
My grandmother, who I love dearly, and it was so much fun to talk to her during this time. She was all wrapped up in conspiracy theory. Like,
Okay.
Trump is actually the president. It's not Joe Biden.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Joe Biden has been, my grandma would say Joe Biden has been dead for a long time, and that's a body double. She said that about Hillary Clinton. She said that about Hillary, and she goes, people at my church think I'm crazy, but they're going to have to come and apologize to me because I know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
What? Trump was never reinstalled, and Joe Biden, to my recollection, as of this recording, is still alive. So, those of you, you don't need to apologize to my grandmother. You just need to love my grandmother. And honestly, it was fun to see her so excited about just stuff. She was like, she would call me and she'd go, did you watch this prophet on YouTube? And this is my grandmother. I call her the non-denominational grandmother, my non-denominational grandmother, because she is totally like, you Baptist people, and she just does not like the whole Baptist thing. And so she is like the non-denominational for as long as I can remember, for as long as I've at least been alive. And so I call her my non-denominational grandma. So to hear her say, did you see this prophet on YouTube? I would be like, Grandma, when did you start listening to prophets? Well, he's got this really cool, like, long hair, and he's like, kind of like this motorcycle dude. And I'm like, okay, Grandma, I'm not sure those are people we should be trusting, but okay.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, that was fun to watch. And it was interesting too, because on the day that he was elected, he's sworn in, and I don't know,
Biden or Trump?
the day that Trump was sworn in,
Okay.
not Trump. Sorry, the day that Biden was sworn in
2020. 2021, yeah. Yeah.
The day that he was sworn in 2021, my smart speaker told me that he had been sworn in at 9 a.m. So I don't, do they like do a swearing in ceremony before the actual, or was that just a glitch?
What do you mean before the actual?
Like, do they do like a swearing in ceremony before the one that goes on television?
No, it was probably the pomp and circumstance before it. Like the news goes on like 2 hours before. And so it was probably just alerting like, hey, this is happening. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you could turn on your news. You know how when they cover something, they're like, hey, we're going to cover this. And it really isn't starting for 2 hours. That's probably what happened.
Well, no, what they say is they have full coverage, and they're basically saying,
Right.
if somebody eats a French fry, we're going to tell you.
Right. And the cameras are on them and everything, and they watch. It takes like an hour for everybody to come in at the inauguration, and like so they're watching. And here's President blah blah blah. Former president coming in with his wife, and she's wearing a red shirt. Whatever.
I gotta tell you though, since we are kind of talking about a mixed bag of stuff though, and I know this is old news and everybody's probably like, oh God, really? But I want people to see that I am not just a conservative, that I'm in the middle. I'm not, like Trump's the Messiah, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
I'm not like that at all. Although I would love to know where the people in this country got the fact that he's an orange man. Because
What do you mean? Where did they get it from?
I'm blind as shit, so maybe I'm not seeing
what.
But they're like,
have you not seen his horrible tan jobs?
No,
what?
I'm blind as shit. So I mean, maybe you can share your screen and pull up some photos.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why they call him Cheese Puff and Orange Man and
dude.
Hey,
I think he uses spray tan. Okay.
I'm pulling my disability card on this one, okay?
You can see well. I mean, yes, you are legally blind. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I still don't understand where he gets the term orange man.
Because of how bad his bronzer people are, like his people that bronze him and that tan him are. Like it's really bad. It's really obvious, and it's like orange, and then you can see the outline of his face around here. Like they don't hit these up here, and so it just looks like makeup. And they're trying to make him look tan, but it looks orange. So that's why they call him Orange Man.
You live in Florida half the year. What? I mean, why do you?
Well, no, I mean, not really. He lives in DC.
Well, I mean, okay, when they say the winter White House, there's a reason they say the winter White House, because he spends a lot of time in Mar-a-Lago in the winter.
Sure.
I mean, nobody else has had the winter White House except him, okay? So, anyway, okay, so we've covered his bad.
Oh, boy.
We covered his bad spray tan, but okay, what I want, and this is not a hit piece or an I love you piece on the president.
No, absolutely not.
But I want to talk about something, because he did something that no other president in history has done on Inauguration Day. He skipped the Inauguration Day and flew back to Mar-a-Lago. He did not go.
What are you talking about? Oh, Joe's. On Joe's inauguration.
Okay.
Yeah, well, okay, no. It's not scatterbrain, because he's been inaugurated twice. So when you say that, I automatically thought about Trump's inauguration. I know we were originally talking about Joe's, but like we were just talking about Trump in general. So when you said, you didn't say on Joe Biden or on President Biden's inauguration day.
On Joe Biden's inauguration day, the only one he had, may God be forever praised. Donald Trump did not show up.
How do you feel about that?
I think it honestly, I think it's very, I mean, Trump is brash. Trump is, Trump is Trump. But I really feel that was petty. And
Thank you.
I really feel that he should have showed up.
You're right.
He
You're
wasted
100%
all
right.
this time, and Sidney Powell over here, we're going to release the Kraken. Okay, well, we never saw what the Kraken was.
Right.
So, I mean, people gotta, it's like my grandmother. He's going to come back, I mean, and then everybody started referring to 2001 about how everybody said that Al Gore was the president for 30 days. That was a totally different situation.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah, and it was like, oh, but it was so petty. It was, dude,
Well,
just
so go
sit
ahead, and
there.
then yeah. So here's the deal when we talk about now we're talking about because when you're talking about him not going, this ties hand in hand with him not um accepting the outcome of the election. So here's the way you look at it. He thinks that his election was stolen, which by fact it was not, but he thinks it was stolen. So therefore, because he thinks it was stolen, he's not going to go to the inauguration because he thinks it's a fake inauguration and that he won. The problem is, and here's the thing, I'm a conservative. I will say I have voted for Donald Trump. However, when it comes to the election in 2020, there would have been substantial evidence. Now, listen, there might have been some small, teeny tiny evidence here and there, but nothing to overturn an entire election. There would have been some substantial evidence saying, hey, this was actual election fraud to overturn the entire election. That's what people aren't understanding. I can't stand when people talk about this because they don't understand. Like, oh, it was rigged, it was fraud. If it was rigged and it was fraud, there would have been enough evidence to say, hey, this is the case, and it would have been undeniable for anybody to even try to cheat, to say, hey, doesn't matter what you say, we have the evidence right here. The fact is, he went over, I can't remember how many courts. It was like 20-something courts that he lost in all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it ties, the reason why I bring that up, because it ties in hand. That's the reason why he wasn't there. Well, yeah, you're being petty and you're lying to everybody. And now you have millions and millions of people that believe that the election was rigged just because Trump has said it's rigged, because Trump has a cult following. And, you have people that believe it was rigged just because, and that's the reason why a lot of our nation is divided today. I'm not a leftist. I'm not, I'm not a liberal, but at the same time, that's a lot of the reason. That was a turning point in time where like the most divisive time, and then January 6th happened, and now we're going to say that those people are good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was just a whole debacle. And honestly, it was petty. And I feel like he just, I mean, honestly, when you're used to having so much power, and then it's yanked away from you. And I honestly, for a long time that I was like, maybe it was, maybe,
Sure.
But I got to be honest with you. When Obama was leaving office and, before that happened, I remember having lunch with friends and family, mostly older family, and they were saying, Obama's going to try to call the election off. Obama, he's dangerous.
Yeah.
He's going to try to do a third term. And a lot of people say that Joe Biden was his third term, which I don't know.
Oh, I completely disagree with that statement. That I'm not saying you said it. There are people that say that, because the thing is, it got so. I would have prayed for Obama to come back with Biden's, because it got so bad during Biden's. And the thing is, this is what I've said the whole time. Joe Biden's health was so bad that he really wasn't running the country. It was Kamala.
Kamala and his wife, okay?
Oh, 100. Dude,
Tackling
100%.
Kamala.
That's not a conspiracy theory either. That's just fact. It's
I
very
mean,
obvious.
she was sitting in his chair at a freaking cabinet meeting. So
Well,
hello.
oh, I mean, yeah, is but so when you talk about that, honestly, here's people rip Joe Biden, and I completely disagree with this politics. But one thing I'll say about Joe Biden is I felt so bad for him in that term. His health was declining. I felt bad when he was falling. I just wanted someone to help him. You know what I mean? And like get him help.
Okay, first of all, I felt bad for it. First of all, shame on his wife,
Oh,
honestly,
100%.
because
That's the main problem right there.
now she's coming out and saying, "Oh, he looks so terrible, and I knew he looked so terrible, and I knew something was wrong, and his color was wrong, and but you stood right. Good job, Joe. You answered all the questions. I'm so proud of you. You knew facts like he's 12 years old. And
Oh,
then
I
you're
know.
yeah,
And in
worse
in
than
that
that.
book,
Yeah.
in that book that she just released, she addresses that. She addresses that statement there, and she said that she thought he had a stroke, and she was like, pretty much her what do you call that? Like survival instinct was just to go out there and be like, Joe, you did a good job. Because to be fair, what are you gonna do? Joe, you did like you did crap out there. You know what I mean? So,
Not gonna continue for months
oh, I know.
to,
I'm just.
to, to keep I mean, he should have dropped out that night.
He should have never ran again after 2023. They should have just let Kamala take it from the beginning, you know, and that's what it was. If she was going to be, if she was going to be the candidate, you would have given her more time anyway. But
Honestly, let's just be real. Honestly, because we're so focused on having the first woman in power. We're
oh, I
so
know.
focused on that. We're so focused on, oh, this is the first gay person to ever be on city council. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? But if Joe Biden had not, you know, I mean, I think Kamala is right in the way that she says. If she would have had more time, she only had 180 days.
Oh, I know.
If
I
she
know.
only had, if she had more time to build a campaign, we might be sitting under a Kamala Harris presidency right now, and people would be like, "Oh, people are bringing me that. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I
Well,
am right because I'm
and
also a realist."
and what's funny is we would have got another like election fraud claim. But here's the reality of the 2020 election. The country has been going left. The propaganda has already been around for a long time. That is the majority of the country. So to swing to the left and to go liberal and to go democratic would not have been surprising at all if Kamala ran from the get-go and she won the vote. Like it would not have been surprising whatsoever.
Yeah,
And that's why I wasn't surprised when Joe Biden won, because I was like, well, look at the way the country's going. It makes complete perfect sense. You're going to try to now, granted, we came out of the woodwork in 2024, but the reason why we came out of the woodwork was because of the podcast platform and podcasts like Joe Rogan and Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk and going on all those podcasts. That's what got him elected.
yeah. If you want to thank somebody for getting Donald Trump
Charlie
elected,
Kirk.
not only that, and we'll talk about Charlie Kirk and
Yeah.
that whole tragedy in just a few minutes. But if you want to thank somebody for getting Donald Trump elected, you really should thank Barron Trump, because
Mm.
Barron is the one that set his down set
Mhm.
his dad set his dad down and said, "Dad, look, in order to get my generation, you need to go on this podcast, this podcast, this podcast." And he did that. And that is why, along with Charlie Kirk, that is why he won the election, is because, and that's why he won the popular vote. I also believe that
Oh, no
because
question.
he went to where the people are. People are listening to podcasts. Hopefully, you're listening to this one. People are listening to podcasts more and more. They're done, whether you're Democrat or Republican, they're done with the normal Fox News, CNN, MS Now. They're done with that because they're like, first of all, I don't have money to pay for cable. Second of all, I can, go here and listen to this independent journalist, whether it's from either side, and not have to hear who they're bought and paid for, So that's
There are
why
three.
one.
There are three definitive people that pretty much pushed Donald Trump to the moon. The first was the initiator, Barron. You could say, convince his dad to go on these platforms. Second, in my opinion, is Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is a single-handedly one person that is responsible for Donald Trump's election. If nobody else is, it's Charlie Kirk. That dude went to colleges everywhere and got the young vote on the Republican side. And I mean, he came out of the woodwork. He's been doing this for years, but he pushed like no other in 2023, 2024, or 2023. And then the second one, or the third one technically, would be Joe Rogan. And the interesting thing about Joe Rogan is Joe is a hardcore, like, independent. Joe is like a Bernie Sanders. He originally was a Bernie Sanders guy.
Yep.
Or originally. And so it was very interesting. And Joe, if anybody, got that party that was like middle to left, swinging a little left, but still in the middle. He got them to swing a little right. And it's amazing because people transitioned with Joe. Like, it's not like Joe was convincing them; they were transitioning with him. So it's very, very interesting how that happened.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Speaking of Joe Rogan, and then we're going to get into Charlie Kirk and all that. Speaking of Joe Rogan, do you think, because Joe Rogan also invited Kamala, do you think if Kamala and her team would have went on the Joe Rogan podcast, she would be in the White House right
now? If things were still going, and now are you saying if she was the original candidate, or just everything how it happened and her just winning the show?
Regardless of the fact that she only had 180 days.
Just in general, if she went on the show.
If she went on the show in 2020.
So everything's the same. If she had gone on the show, no. Yep. And the reason why is because I don't think she would have won. The reason why is because she would have just went on one show. Donald Trump didn't just go on one show. He went on now. I do think Charlie Kirk and Joe Rogan were some of the but Joe Rogan, it wasn't just Trump's appearance, it was the fact that he was talking about Trump the entire time. And Joe Rogan has the #1 podcast in the nation. But also, Trump went on other people's platforms. He went on Logan Paul, which is like an entertainment huge podcast. He went on The Undertaker, like the WWE Undertaker, the guy that acts like the dead man, the World Wrestling Entertainment. Right. He went on his podcast. So, he's not only now is he reaching people in the WWE, which has billions and billions of fans, now he's reaching Logan Paul's fandom that has billions and billions of fans. So I mean, yeah, I not if she just now. If she would have done the Trump trail, if she did the Trump trail and went on these podcasts as well, would she have won? It's very possible. The only thing I will say is what really staked her fate, what made her lose the election was not the fact that she didn't go on podcasts. It was the fact that she went on The View, and this was the nail in the coffin.
Yep, I was just going to say that. Go on.
She went on The View, and Sunny Hostin asked her a question and said, is there anything, if you were president, is there anything that you would have done differently? And she said, not anything that I can think of. No, not really. And that put the nail in the coffin, because the thing is, you are the vice president for 4 years, which means you are second in command. So guess what? What's gonna change between now and then? You were already in office. So you're wanting us to vote you back in, and you're saying nothing's going to change? Well, heck, I'm not going to vote for you if nothing's going to change. I don't want what we're having.
To be honest, too, she was vice president at the time. Do you really expect her to say, I'm gonna do this differently? He did this awful. I mean, because at that time, you're throwing your boss under the bus.
So this is the game of politics, right?
Yeah.
So here's the deal. You're not necessarily saying, screw what he did, I'm going to do this better. That's not what you're saying. In the world of politics, what you're saying is, well, listen, there's a lot of things that Joe and I may not have agreed on, and that's life. And that's where you bring the political BS into it. That's life. People don't agree on things, and there's something. And then if they go in the question, well, what did you not agree on? Then you can kind of like bring your way back and say, well, here's the thing. There's a lot of things that Joe and I didn't agree on, but what we did agree on is we wanted to make the country better. What I would do going ahead is I would reinforce healthcare. And then you start getting on your policies, because the biggest reason why Kamala, not the biggest reason, but one of the biggest reasons why she didn't win as well was because her policy was crap. She didn't know. You could go around and ask someone, what is Kamala's policy? And they had no idea.
Right.
So what did Trump say? Now I can't speak for what he's doing now, because I don't believe he's following his initial policy. But the reason why Trump won was on cost of living, was on the border, was on the just the state of America first. Now, is he doing that right now? No, but
okay, let's talk about that, because I honestly think he is doing the America first. And here's the and I know
So is bombing Iran America first?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely not. It doesn't do anything. It absolutely does. We're getting heated. Come on now. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for this country, because you can shout all you. No, because I know what you're going to say. You're going to say the same thing Trump says. It doesn't do anything, because Trump says, well, they would have had a nuclear weapon. They didn't do anything right now. They weren't doing anything. Now, if you want to have a plan behind the scenes, that's fine. But you just go in.
Not doing anything, because they're not going to tell you when they're going to do it. If we would have waited for them to do something.
But we've gone decades with
Trump. He knew this. Blah, blah, blah.
Look, if they were going to do something, they would have done it while Biden was president, because that would have been the smart thing to do it. Like, you can't tell me that they're going to
do it when Biden was president. Because
exactly.
Biden.
No, oh boy.
They were friends with him. They were friends with the left.
They have always been the enemies. The thing is, you can't just go. Okay, here's the thing. Just this is like me saying there's a guy down the street that has a gun. Okay, I don't want him to come shoot at my house right now, so I'm gonna go down the street and kill him. That's exactly what Trump did.
No.
Yes.
But that's not the same thing, because they've kept chanting death to America.
Okay. Let's say this guy. Okay, let's say this guy down there. It says, "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Death to you and your family." Like, so does it still warrant me for? He's just empty threat. He's not coming over here, but he's holding a gun down there saying, "Death to Daniel. Death to Daniel." Does it warrant me for me to go down there and say, "Okay, screw you," and shoot him in the face?
You're not going to go shoot him in the face just because.
Exactly. You're not just going to. That's the exact same thing, because what I just said was what Iran did. You said Iran said death to America, death to America, death to America. They're not doing anything, but they're saying death to America. We're worrying about them having a nuclear weapon. So President Trump says, oh, they said death to America. All right, let's go drop a bomb on them.
Well, I still honestly, I really do. And he did everything with the border, by the way, because the border crossings are down, if not at zero, I believe.
Oh, That I agree with, but that's a completely different subject. We want to talk about the border and now. Granted, there's some things that I don't know.
That's a way of keeping America first, though. So to say that he's not following the America First agenda is not true, because he came in and he made our border safe, not once.
Everything
twice.
he has been doing lately has been about foreign affairs.
But
Everything he's been
supposed to do. He swears every president.
No, dude, his first Trump was all about cost of living policy, his first Trump, his first term. I mean, hey, we can call it that. His first term was all about the American. I loved his first term. His policies were amazing. Remember how low the prices were? Now, granted, Biden did a lot of that to bring it up, but there's so much that he's done that has raised the prices of things because he's gotten into foreign affairs deeper than he ever has.
He's also said that is short-term pain for what we're about to go into.
Nick, this is not no short-term pain. How long was the Iraq War?
What, 14 years?
Okay. Is that short-term pain or long-term pain?
But that's not. But that is long-term pain. But
right. So
the gas prices have already started to come.
They actually just went
in my hand, but yeah.
They actually just went back up, but that's okay.
Well, gas prices do that anyway. Okay, they go back up, they go down. And here's the thing that irritated me, though. Trump was in an interview. I don't know how far along it was, how far back the prices, but somebody said, when will the prices of gas go down? And he said, well, right before the election. And I'm like, right before the midterms or shortly out. And I'm like, but that's when they all go down.
Yeah.
Because it's an election. That's what they all put it. But the reason why I say what he's done is America first is because when you take the oath of office, part of that oath is protecting the people that you're responsible for.
That's true. And if someone was
domestic.
You're right. And if someone was attacking us, I would 100% agree with you on that. I agree. That is, you're protecting your land. But to go out and just, again, that's like me going out to someone and just shooting them and say, I'm protecting my family just because they're standing at the end of the street screaming and holding and waving a gun in their hand.
Oh, but they got pallets of cash years ago.
Yes.
From us.
Okay. So speaking of this war, what do you say to when he campaigned on that he wasn't going to start any wars, and then he went on TV saying, "I never said that," which then I watched a clip the other day of him saying that during this last campaign.
If he went on TV and said he never said that, he did, because he did say that. But a lot of people, all politicians go in. Here's the problem where I think politicians make a mistake. They go in, and this is no matter who you are. They go in and say, I'm going to do this, 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 and I'm not going to do this, this, this. And then they go in and they look at the situation, and they're like, oh, crap. It's the same thing with the, in Russia, the war with Russia and Ukraine.
Right.
Trump sat on there and bragged for months about how if he was in office, he could end that war in 24 hours.
Right.
Well, it's been a lot more since 24 hours.
Well, and this is the problem with Trump, and everybody knows this. Now, he's not going to change because he was like this before he became president. He was like this on TV. He was brash on TV. He was cocky on TV. He's a New Yorker. He's a cocky guy. But he just makes empty promises, and he goes out and says, I'm the guy, I'm going to do this better. I'm going to do this better than anybody's else has done it before.
Oh, my God. That was First of all politicians make empty promises. So don't just put that on one person, because
I agree with you, Nicholas. I agree with you. But the problem is, if you are the president of the United States, your job is to tell the truth to the American people and to be as truthful as you can, not be as cocky as you can, not be like, I'm going to get this done faster than anybody's ever done this before. You know what I mean? And It's because it's not it's not gonna happen.
Oh
Go ahead.
God. Okay, that's so but okay, so let's look at this from the perspective. Look at this from this perspective. So you're correct in the fact of, no American can say, well, this guy said he was going to kill me, so I'm just going to go take him out before he has a chance. What you should do is honestly, hey, this guy gave me a threat, blah blah
Sure. I
blah.
mean, obviously we have the police. And obviously I understand there's nobody to report it to.
But here's what I'm saying is that, let's say, God forbid, we woke up like Israel did on October 7th and Iran bombed us. Let's say that happened before this, even while Trump was in office. The Democrats would come out with all this evidence and say, oh, well, they've been chanting death to America for years. And why didn't Trump do anything? I mean, you can't win for losing.
That's true. That's true. I'm not going to disagree with you there. But what I would have done is I would, how many troops do we have over there now? If you were worried about that, I would have sent troops over there and, on bases and stuff versus starting to just automatically bomb them. And because you hit the girls' school and you thought it was, and you had an old map, you hit the kid or the kid's school. It's a girls' school, right? Yeah. You bombed. There's just so many things that I felt like he's done carelessly.
And let me just say, it is sad that children's life had to end soon. And it's sad that
But that was off of a mistake, Nick.
it
That
was
was
sad
off.
that children's life have, well, yeah, and that's a terrible mistake.
So that's what I'm saying. At what cost do we just go in and say, "Oh, screw it, let's bomb them" because we think we know better, and then we actually don't know better?
That's true too. I mean, like I said,
There was no strategic plan. Like there was a plan, there was maybe concepts of a plan, but there was no strategic thought out, like current map, everything, double checking everything, you know. So
yeah. I mean, and politicians going forward, they're not going to listen to me, but I'm just going to say, if you're sitting here listening to us talk, learn this lesson and say, I'm going to do this. Don't say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do
right.
that. Because whatever you say that you're going to do, people from both sides of the aisle are going to come at you and they're going to be like, you can't do that. You can't do this. And a lot of people say, well, Trump needed Congress's permission to do the Iran war. Well, and I heard somebody say, I believe it was an independent commentator say, or maybe it was somebody in Congress when they were questioning somebody. Did
Yeah.
Obama get permission from Congress when he bombed Libya? The answer is no.
Yeah.
So, I,
Yeah, no. So I think when you talk about that, when you talk about the Congress side of things, I'm not so mad at that. You're supposed to get congressional approval. There's presidents for years that haven't done that. I'm not,
but see, this is what I don't like about politics together is on both sides, you can't say one thing is good for one party. And then when the party,
100%, 100%.
you can't have your cake and eat it too. And that's what
Sure,
both sides like to do.
sure. Yeah,
And
I mean,
it bugs me.
we need to have the Constitution for a reason. We need to have the bylaws and everything for a reason, because when you're talking about that, like, you are supposed to have congressional approval for those things, and we're never going to get back to that where we don't bypass things anymore, unfortunately. And I think that's the problem, especially with this president. He's like, let's bypass this. They just did the bill not a week ago or so, and they bypassed the filibuster. So,
Are you serious?
yeah, with they did
Ugh.
not bypass the filibuster. I'm sorry, that's unfactual. They did a reconciliation was what they did. So,
Well, what's the difference between that and
well, I guess, yeah, they were bypassing, I mean, going around. They didn't get rid of the filibuster. They went around it, and they did the reconciliation. Um, so they pushed the CBP and ICE bill through because the Democrats weren't going to vote for it. So they did a reconciliation and pushed it through.
Which, if one side says we're not going to vote for it and it's a bill that needs to be pushed through, then okay.
Yeah, it's a little different. I'm just
I mean,
saying we're just talking about bypassing laws and stuff like that. Like it's unprecedented now how much they do it. You know what I
but
mean?
I will say I give credit to John Thune because
Yes, I like John Thune.
when we were going through the big shutdown, which I know you were a part of because you have a government job.
Mm-hmm.
When we were going through the big shutdown, Trump kept putting on his True Social, John, you need to get rid of the filibuster. And he kept coming back and saying, and I give him credit, no, sir, we're not going to do this because
Yep.
if you do this, then the Democrats are going to turn around and say, well, the Republicans did that during the government shutdown in 2025 or when was that 2025? I don't know.
Right.
We have a government shutdown every other week, it seems like. So
I know. Tell me about it, dude.
so I mean, but I give him credit for that because everybody likes to say nobody stands up to Trump, nobody does this, nobody no, and he did. He said, no, sir, we're not doing that. We can't do that.
Yeah. The Democratic Party, the last time the filibuster was removed, Democratic Party did it in 2013, and then Mitch McConnell did it partially in 2017. Those are the last two times that had happened. But yeah, no, I agree with you, man. But it's let me rephrase. Now we're just gonna kind of sum this part of this segment up, but I don't think he's completely putting America first. That's probably a better way to say it. I think he's focused too much on foreign affairs, in my opinion. I think he's focused. I think it's proven. He's proven pretty much that he's trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize, and I think he's working too hard for that, and he's not working hard enough on America, and it's getting away from him. I mean, you can look at his approval rating has skyrocketed downwards. It plummeted is the better word, plummeted from what it was amongst Republicans. So let me get his Trump approval rating currently is, all right, 38% approve, 59% disapprove, 5% not sure.
Well, where was Joe Biden's? His was below, what, 23, 25?
Let me get his. Keep talking. I'll get his within like 30
Well, I'm
seconds.
not going to keep talking. Well, so yeah, I mean, when you're talking about that, I think every president goes through that, no matter who you are at one point. Even people from your own party are going to fall out of love with you. So, I mean, at this point, I think the honeymoon for Trump is over.
So Joe Biden had 2% more approval. So he had 40% approval when he went out of office, and Trump has 2% less currently after just what would we say, over a year of presidency at 38%.
Well, I'm not, some people would, celebrate the 2 points difference, but
Sure, I'm just saying technically, if you want to talk about he's lower. But so here's the thing: we thought Biden was bad. He's around the same as Biden. So what's better? You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
and let's just say too, I don't know if you're right. You're probably in front of a computer since you just looked that up, I'm
Yeah.
imagining. So can you look up I believe we have the clock that can tell you the debt clock, what the actual deficit is right now, because that's very important too, because there's been no talk about, lowering the deficit, or, and the last person who balanced the budget. And the reason I know this is because I, research and I listen to other things. The last person who balanced the budget was Bill Clinton.
Oh
So
yeah. It's been 30 years.
our budget hasn't been balanced for 30 years. Are you kidding me, America? Come on.
So the U.S. has run a 1.25 trillion deficit so far in fiscal year 2026. The government is on pace for roughly a 1.9 to 2 plus trillion deficit for the full fiscal year. The Congressional Budget Office projects about 1.9 trillion.
Gosh. So when you're talking about, I think he's too much on foreign affairs, at that point, I would agree with you, because, I mean, look at our national debt. Well, we've been saying
How
that.
much did we spend to just drop a bomb on Iran for no reason? You know what I mean?
Well, again, I don't think it was.
I understand that's where you're coming from, but like in reality, we have to look where they actively fighting us. At that point in time right there, you may have a reason, but that's not a good reason. And in my opinion, it's not a reason, because there's not a substantial amount of evidence that they're going to try to fight us right now.
Well, was there a substantial amount of evidence that they were going to bomb Israel?
No, but we're not talking about Israel. We're talking about America,
No, but that's what I'm saying. But Israel woke up on October 7th, bombed. And
no.
Israel wasn't fighting them.
I understand what you're trying to say. I'm just saying at this point, but Israel and Iran have a lot different conflict than America and Iran right now. Just because, like, what are we going to go on? Them saying death to America? Like, yes, there's a lot of.
But wait a minute. Did Israel have a conflict with Iran at the time that Iran bombed them? No.
There is a much more conflict between there's a conversation to be had that there's much more conflict between Iran and Israel than there is Iran and America. Right?
But still, if we're going to go back to the same analogy, you can't just go and shoot a guy because you said, well, there's a lot more conflict between us. So in order,
well, I agree. I'm not saying I agree that I'm not saying I agree that they did that, but they would not have the balls to do that in America, and that's what I'm going off of, because.
But that's where I'm coming from, because I'm like, Trump protected us from becoming another Israel.
I just don't think now here's the thing. I could be wrong, and I'm willing to be wrong, but I just don't think that I just don't think that there was precedent enough for us to say let's go over and do it. I think there's a lot more conflict between Iran and Israel for them to say, hey, we're going to start war. Israel's a heck of a lot, smaller of a nation. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's talk about this, because we haven't really.
That was a good conversation.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about this. And I want to ask this question. Do you think if the Democrats were in power, because we know how we've talked about how they like to play off each other and blame the other one and do that.
Yeah.
Do you think if because let's be honest, Joe Biden was asleep at the wheel, so this would have never happened.
Hey, real quick before we continue, my daughter just woke up from her nap, and that's who is right behind me. Come here, baby. Can you go watch TV? Can you here? I'm gonna give you Daddy's phone. Come here, Bristol. I'm gonna give you Daddy's phone. You go in your room and you watch it, okay? While Daddy's doing a podcast. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Don't watch anything. Don't watch anything bad.
All right. Go in your room, okay? You okay?
Okay.
All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So we'll
Commercial break.
minute because I know you got to get to dad duties and all that stuff.
You're good.
But so if Obama had been in office at the time we did this, do you think the Democrats would have been like, oh, you did that with our approval? No, I don't think they would have done that at all. I think the Republicans would have been the same way. I think they would have said, I can't believe you did that. Why didn't you get our approval?
I think so. I think you have a huge point.
Do you think the Democrats would have been praising President Obama if he had been the one to bomb?
Yeah, I think so. I think you make a great point to acknowledge that when things are on the other side and the tables are turned, that both parties do the same thing that they don't want the other to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think of a example, but if Trump does something that's similar to what like Obama did, the Trump Republicans, his party's going to get behind and be, no, this is the reason, it's not the same. And then on the other side, when Obama did something, the Republicans are, oh no, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's huge. Yeah, I think you might have got some Democrats to stand up, but you did get a couple Republicans to stand up and say, I don't agree with the war. You know?
Yep.
And that's where I'm at. It's not like, and this is the thing, we have to separate like the Trump Republicans. This is not about that, y'all. Just understand that we're okay not to agree. We don't have to agree. And that's the problem with the Trump side of the Republicans, is that it has to be a cult following. If you don't agree with Trump, then oh my goodness, you're a bad person. Even if you're still a conservative like me, because here's the thing. We want to talk about something that's super controversial. I think Mike Pence is a great guy. I think he would have made a great president, and people still call him a traitor to this day, which he wasn't a traitor. He just did something that he didn't that he didn't believe in. So he wasn't going to, certify the election that he didn't believe was legitimate. So, and the reason why I asked that, I'm just saying, like, we need to be able to think for ourselves and not automatically have to jump on the bandwagon.
I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this to be, this does not mean go out, start violence, and do all this. But I think we as a people, as a whole, because remember, the government is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And we've turned it into the government tells us what to do. Yep. And we need to get back to a point and say, no. We pay you.
Yep.
To live
our employee. Yep.
Live our lives in freedom. We pay you in order to do that. We don't pay you to give us a bunch of regulations, to give us a bunch of crazy laws, to give us a bunch of crazy things on how to raise our children, to give us government-run health care.
Right.
And even if we do get health care from the government, that does not mean that
you run our life.
You run our life, okay?
Right.
I mean, so are you saying, Nick, you believe the government needs to be overthrown? I do, in a systematic way.
Sure.
Because it's out of control on both sides.
Sure.
I mean,
hey, go on.
Go ahead. What?
I was just saying, do you want to, I know you want to wrap it up. Do you want to go on the last topic? You mentioned it earlier. You said we're going to get to it. Do you want to go on that topic?
No, we have to get to this. Okay. Charlie Kirk. How devastating is that?
Oh my goodness. I still can't. Unfortunately, the video went across my feed like 20 minutes after it happened. And unfortunately, I saw it.
Across my feed too, and I just scrolled right on past. Like I couldn't do it. I would never watch that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I didn't know what it was in my defense, and so I watch a lot of I watched probably 8 to 10 Charlie Kirk videos a day. So he was already in my algorithm. It's the reason why it got so fast to me. So when I was scrolling in my reels on Facebook, it came across, and I'm just watching him talk, and then all of a sudden, because I didn't read the caption, I was just watching the video. All of a sudden, I see what happened, and it was horrifying. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life, and just very, very, very sad that even happened. And just a tragedy, and it just shows the state of our nation. What is currently out, whether you're left or right, in between, doesn't matter. Like, I don't care who you are. If you are a Democrat or you are a Democratic president, you do not deserve to die. It doesn't matter what side you are and what you believe in. Nobody deserves that. And
No.
yeah, very sad.
Well, it's very sad because it's very sad because the children will not grow up with a father. They will grow up in a most likely single parent home, because I don't think that Erica will get married anytime soon. Because she's busy running a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Charlie wanted her to do. Hello, Candace.
Don't get started, man. You want to get started on the Candace Owens conspiracy?
Well, here's the thing. Along with her and everybody else, we need to stop this conspiracy that she wanted him gone, or that she had plans to divorce him or whatever.
Right.
Because that is just not the case. And the fact that she, we had this shooting that took place at the White House Correspondents' Center, and you could see Erica being rushed out of the building, and all she kept saying was, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
And Candace gets on the next day and was like, how fake is this? And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I know.
Like,
I know.
Her husband was assassinated the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
At a public event.
You and I talked about this yesterday when we were talking about the episode today, and the thing is, let's just talk about it. Erica Kirk has a very weird personality, like on screen. She speaks very weird. But I've met people like this. I've met people that have like very weird speaking tones. I've met people that have, give me a second. This is funny, but I just got a really bad Charlie horse. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's horrible. Oh.
Episode has been off the rails since the very beginning.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it. Someone give me a bottle of water. Oh my god. Here, I'm gonna have to stand. All right, I'm so sorry. That's so embarrassing. All right. My daughter's getting me a bottle of water. My crew. Thank you, crew. Hold on, let me take a drink.
Oh my gosh. So
I'm so sorry. Okay. What I was saying was Erica Kirk has a very weird, like, the way of talking. The way she talks to the camera, she's got very weird expressions. But the thing is, I've met people like that. That's how she is. That's how the type of the person she is. That's how God made her. She's got a very, like, expressive, personality, and very, like, this is how things are. The way she talks, like, it's weird. But that doesn't make it fake. Because I've met people like that. And the crazy thing about conspiracies is this is what people do. People will take the video like Charlie Kirk, analyze it, and watch his security guards literally like scratch his nose right before Charlie is unalived. And people are like, see, that's the moment that the guy signaled. And I'm like, where do we, so here's the thing. When unfortunate videos happen like this, we can't touch our arms. We can't scratch our noses like natural, or scratch our heads, because it turns immediately into a conspiracy theory. And it's just, it's horrible.
Yeah, well, I just want to say before we wrap this, stop. And I know me saying stop to people because I know Erica has said And Candace is one who's not following what she said, just like somebody else we talked to today.
Right.
She said, if Erica tells me to stop, I will stop.
She did tell her to stop.
That's what I'm saying. She has told her to stop.
She literally, what, do you remember what that news clip was? The lady asked Erica, do you have anything to say to Candace Owens? And she literally looks at the camera and goes, stop. That's all. Remember when she did that?
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. And so, I mean, Candace at this point, which I used to love Candace.
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
like, oh, come on, girl,
Yeah,
get those Democrats. I mean, I was all for her, but then she's used her best friend's death to get millions of views and millions of dollars in advertising, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the first clip of Candace after Charlie died, I felt bad for her. But
yeah, me too.
But then it was like, what, within 48 hours, the tears, since you said Erica had fake tears, the fake tears of your best friend, they've all dried up, and now you're like, oh, I knew he was gonna, blah, blah, blah. I knew he was gonna divorce her, and I knew, and I.
And to your point, Nick, then you went on right after that to make millions of dollars on the back of your dead best friend.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. I mean,
horrible.
And I would, even if you had all that information, and even if that information was true, I mean, this is almost like Trump saying the election is stolen. Okay, well, prove it. Well, here comes Sidney Powell. We're going to release the Kraken. Yeah. Okay, well, Candace, release the evidence that that you say because people have asked you to do that forever. And
I know, and the thing is, and then she releases a text message from a thread that has Charlie saying, I believe my life will end soon. And the thing is, here's the thing about that. Charlie had to be worried. That's the reason why he had to have a security, because someone like Tyler Robinson was allegedly was going to do something like that regardless. And here's the thing. It is literally proven. Look at what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania with President Trump. It's literally proven that these younger kids are getting so upset that they are grabbing a weapon and unaliving people. And that it's fact. People think that this like Candace Owens thinks it has to be like Israel that organized this big. Candace, I'm talking to you. Kyle, tag Candace in this. Okay, tell her to come on and talk to us. I know she won't because we're two nobodies. But like here's the thing. Well, Nick's not. I am, because Nick's got a huge following. But
I do. Well, not as big as she is. And just so you know, this is not why I'm doing this episode. So
no. This is me specifically. I'm not. This is not Nick. But Candace, I want to tell you this. Like, I kind of got. But the thing is like you can't just say, Benjamin Netanyahu. Everybody's for. How about there are kids in this world today that are being fed the wrong agenda, and they're getting so upset, and that they're resulting to this because of mental health and all these things that we need to help these kids on. And it is proven fact. Look at schools that have had situations happen. Look at churches that have had situations. This is one person. One person got up on that roof and did that. Nobody else. No big organization. These things are based in fact. Now, have things been hidden from the public before, from the government? Absolutely. But in reality, there is too much technology, too much evidence to act like these things that aren't the case. Candace is the ultimate conspiracy theorist. She's saying that Brigitte Macron is a man. You know what I mean? It's the same people that say Michelle Obama's a man, like the idiot the other night on UFC. We gotta stop. We gotta stop doing this stuff, and we just gotta go base in fact.
Oh, by the way,
Facts don't care about your feelings,
okay.
Candace.
By the way, Michelle Obama is one of the most beautiful chocolate women, in my opinion,
Absolutely.
that I like. Barack, you got my vote too. I mean,
Well, and here's, you know what's so funny about that? And
you you fine as hell, Barry. Okay.
But we'll leave it on a funny note. You know what's so funny about that? It's like her kids look exactly like both of them, as in like a heterosexual marriage, like normal marriage.
Yeah.
She is a woman that carried 2 kids in her womb and had them. No matter what anybody says, people just don't want to.
As Oprah would say, as my pal Oprah would say, in her vajayjay. Okay.
Yes. And we just gotta stop. Listen, again, I always have to preface this, and it's sad that I even have to say this because I shouldn't have to. But in the Trump world of Republicans, like, I am a Republican. I am a conservative. I don't subscribe to the liberal agenda, but I subscribe to facts, plain and simple. I always will. And when it comes down to facts, I'm gonna go with that. So anyway, Pence 2028.
No, I think it's gonna be a runoff between, not a runoff, but I think it's going to be between
Rubio.
at this point either Gavin Newsom and Marco Rubio or Gavin Newsom and JD Vance.
Vance doesn't have a chance, and I don't mean that to rhyme, but
really,
yeah, Trump, you can tell even from the get-go was not, and going back to Charlie Kirk is the reason why, if you know the story of that, Charlie Kirk is the reason why JD Vance got the vice presidency. JD Vance and Donald Trump did not agree on a lot of things, and that was Charlie's, honestly, point to get JD as a vice president so that they could take both of them that didn't agree on everything and work together. But now it's like JD has had to pretty much just go along with Trump's ideas now because that's how Trump works. I don't think people are sold on JD Vance. I think the only reason why is just because Trump. Right, but I think if you have Vance versus Rubio, Rubio's going to win all day.
Well, hey, I mean, I would rather have a Vance Rubio ticket or a Rubio, Vance. I would just rather have anybody. Listen,
keep him as vice president. I'm fine with that. Do a Rubio Vance. I'm okay with that.
Listen, I would rather have my grandmother's dead Yorkie. I would rather have my grandmother's dead Yorkie run this country. Come back from the dead, Gibson. That was his name. Come back.
And what's currently going on, man? I'll take my daughter could run this country right now.
Oh, geez. Chicken nuggets for everyone.
Everybody gets a Happy Meal.
Hey,
Happy Meal's free.
Which I'm surprised with, as Trump is, how much he loves McDonald's. I'm surprised we haven't had a free quarter pounder day for everyone or something like that. Or like a free fillet of fish day for come on, Trump, what are you doing?
Oh man.
Okay, there you go.
That's hilarious.
That's your America First agenda, Trump.
Everybody gets a Big Mac.
Everybody gets a Big Mac. Oh God, I love it. Anyway,
that's great.
But this
good show, man.
This has been so much fun, and I hope people don't come after me. I make less than $1,000 a month right now, but so Candace, if you want to come on my show, hi, or if you want to invite me on yours, hi. I don't know. I'm easy. See, one thing about me is I listen to other people's opinions.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if Candace were to, I don't know if she were to talk to me, if I were to be like, oh, they see it. But I don't know. There's just been too much.
I think you could relate. Relate may not be the, at least hear her out. That'd be the better term. I think you could hear her out, but at the end of the day, like, she's just pulling these crazy conspiracy theories.
Well, and not once have I heard her say, and maybe she has. So allegedly, not once have I heard her say, this is a tragedy for these kids.
Mm.
And I'm so sorry that, she's
To
never.
give her credit, she might have said something like that off the bat. I'm sure she said something off the bat, like when it happened.
Okay.
But since then, I don't know.
Off the bat, well, everybody was saying that off the bat.
Sure.
But what about now? It's like she don't even
100%.
care. She don't even care that these kids go home and they're like, when's daddy coming home? I mean, Erica told her daughter, daddy's, helping, him with your blueberry budget or whatever it was, because I guess her daughter loves blueberries.
Yeah.
And so, if I were that daughter, eventually I'm going to find, I'm going to start asking questions. Daddy's been gone for a while, helping God with blueberries. When is he coming back? Yeah. I just, Candace, God, I know a million people have said stop to you, and even Erica has. Just don't go to something else.
I know. Go back to Ben Shapiro for. I'd rather you at least do that.
If you want to say, I don't even care if you want to say, hey guys, did you know I have evidence that the grass isn't really green? Like, I
The grass is actually blue.
And bluegrass really doesn't make sense because there is no bluegrass. I mean,
although a grass, there is a grass called Kentucky bluegrass.
Oh my gosh. But anyway,
yes,
this has been so much fun. This is the really the first episode of the new era of Nick Speaks. Although last week I did talk about it more. But yeah, so this is what I'm telling you guys. I want to come on. I want to talk about politics. I want you to really see how I think and how I, outside of disability, and for those of you who say, well, Republicans are, they're ruining things for people with disabilities. Like I've said before, just to sprinkle a little disability in here, nothing's been done since 1990 for people with disabilities. The ADA is going to be 36 years old, July 26. Yeah. It's as old as I am. It hasn't had any upgrades since then. So, and Democrats have been in office more times since the ADA has been in since the inception of the ADA. So
sure.
Don't give me the crap of, well, one party is more for the disabled than the other. Okay, whatever. I'm so done with that narrative. But anyway, regardless, this has been a fun show. Dealing with Daniel's Charlie horse and
sorry, that was so random. I'm sorry.
And so if you wonder what I mean, watch the show. I'm just going to tell you guys to watch the show because Daniel, it's ridiculous. The camera switcher on Zoom is probably going to get a workout this week because, it's me and then it's him and then it's me and then it's him, and then it's me. And it's like, okay. So
yes, I apologize.
Well, today, Zoom camera switcher that's automated. Anyway, so this is the Nick Speaks podcast where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud for the disabled community and everything else in between. I think that's my new tagline, the Nick Speaks podcast, where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud for the disabled community and everything else in between. I will see you guys next week. Have a fantastic Tuesday. Bye. Shut up.
That's your outgoing music.
Okay. Now Kyle, edit that.
Kyle, keep it in. That would be so funny if he kept it. I was like, you just edited it. I was like, you hear.
Shut up.
Thanks for tuning in to the Nick Speaks podcast, where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud for the disabled community. If today's conversation resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a new episode. You can find Nick across all platforms by visiting his Linktree in the show notes. And please leave a comment to join the conversation. Until next time, keep speaking up, keep speaking out, and keep speaking loud.